Hello, we are still here. My hair is now longer, and we are the Dice Jailers bringing you a continuing campaign. I don't barely know what day it is, and that's okay. Uh, Jordan, you just finished a show, but do you have any
Yep.
other announcements?
Nothing new. Just all of our usual go follow and watch our friends at Antiheroes Anonymous, the Dice Cast Gaming, No Latency, Save the D8, go buy dice from Smoking Glue Guns, aka Whitney, who I just ordered. I just sent a pre-order for the. I think it's what is it? The Dick 20, I believe it's called.
Oh, nice. I was going to ask, are you getting the penis dice?
Oh yeah. I'm getting the Dick 20.
Good.
Yeah, but support our friends because we love them and they're our friends.
I'm not sure which one of our friends is going to be under. I'm about to record something here real soon. All I can say is it's about vampires that want to kill Hitler. So,
Oh, you're doing that?
yes, I am.
I wish I had time.
I'm fortunate I have time. I'm very lucky, and I won't say anything about my character, but I'm so excited.
Yeah. We'll talk about this when the camera's not rolling.
Uh-huh.
That then leaves us with the Jamie announcement.
Oh, hi. I've been on vacation for the past week, so I, like Bjorn, don't really know what day it is or much where I am. Also, just to make things better, both my Discord and my entire computer itself decided they needed to be reset, so everything looks different, is in the wrong place, and I don't know what I'm doing. But I do know that you should send us actual human monies. If you look at the graphic on the screen that Jordan is so kindly pointing towards, thank you, Jordan, you will see that you could send us said actual human monies at ko-fi.com/dicejailers. Right now, the plan for these actual human monies is to spend them on character portraits, which would be awesome. We have an artist already missioned to work on it. They are a young person who is in an expensive art school in Seattle. It would be very nice to give them these actual human monies that you yourself are currently in possession of. So if you go, once again, to ko-fi.com/dicejailers, you send the monies to us, we give the monies to Worth a Young Person, we have character art, everybody's happy. Thank you all for your attention, and money, please! Thank you.
There we go.
Vacation brain is a real thing, and I'm not mad that I have it.
I actually feel like that went better than usual, so maybe I just need to always have been on vacation.
It's because you leveled up from meeting the mouse.
That's true. Yeah, I hugged Mickey Mouse, and I told these guys already that I felt myself level up in some way. I don't know what buff I gained, but it happened. I think joy, probably. +5 joy.
Just being happy in general.
I'm not going to say I got teary, but I did not get teary.
It was a cocktail. It was a mix, like the two ears. One is serotonin and one is dopamine. And you just kind of imparted onto. It was just a chemical bombardment. Speaking of happy chemical bombardment, well, you all dealt with some horrors last time, but there was some good stuff too. You had just arrived in the town of Tinkerborough, Garnet's hometown, where one of the first things you did was you went and saw Garnet's father at work, who was very excited to see her. You got to see just what skills he had in creating various cut gems for jewelry. He gave you all a shopping list for items to have a wonderful feast for dinner, along with everything else he possibly needed for work or for leisure. Whatever it was, he may have realized he was running a little low on shoe polish and just put that on there. If he could have possibly needed it, it was the absolute ultimate. Oh, hey, while you're out, could you pick up and insert everything here? If you don't have a dad like that, I swear you know somebody who's either dad or uncle is just like that. And
while you're out, I could stand to get my tires rotated.
100%. 100%. Like that we all either know that person within our own circle or within somebody else's circle who's close to us. Reba decided to take it upon herself to go to the domicile of Garnet's family to start helping out with preparing everything for dinner. As Reba has helped out Siobhan's family, Reba's greatest talent is getting things off of high shelves. She's strong, she's tall, and she knows her limitations, but she also does know her way around a kitchen. You then stumble across a farm where there were some creatures causing some chaos. You took care of that, and it was revealed that a young man, through using a book he could only just barely understand, brought these creatures forth. There was some admonishment given to him, but then also some encouragement from Pohaku, as, due to where he came from, realized this youth probably not so well suited to much of the arcane arts, but more natural magic. Definitely more his speed. And then you all came along to a magic shop called Rising Sands. Tabaxi been answered Riddle working there, and Garnet got herself some boots of speed, which will be very handy for dealing with moving. Also, Garnet picked up a magic journal to be able to write thoughts and keep them completely hidden. And there was a ring of shadows that you all, Garnet in particular, were very taken with, but the price tag a little high. Riddle gave you guys an offer saying if you would deliver this small box that contains a suit of armor contained within a demiplane on it to the Tower of the Raven within Aethiel, as well as bringing a sealed writ to the Heart of the Steel Timber, as they need more steel timber for some of their creations. Upon those being completed, if you use the sending stone that was given to you, you would have the Ring of Shadows given to you as payment. You have 1 year to complete this. As they said, they'd be willing to take it out of their inventory, as they don't move a whole lot of the big ticket items. But as you all head away from Rising Sands, your next stop, I believe, was the bookstore known as About Tome, unless there was anything else anybody needed to do first.
It doesn't need to be first, but I did want to ask, isn't there some, some, like, master smith in this town?
There is. There is a blacksmith by the name of Calric Cinderbrook who runs the Glimmering Forge.
I found it, yeah.
Yeah, well-renowned for using gem dust within his creations, as well as this will be the starting point for Garnet's job, which I believe is supposed to start the next morning. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, reaching the bookstore, it's this kind of slightly kilter wooden building. You can see anywhere on it where something needs some support to hold up, there is one or multiple books that are shoved in there. They are used for various support structures, and as you open the door to it, it's kind of got one of those long cylindrical handles. You can see it's actually made up. It feels smooth, almost like touching marble, but it is clearly made up of various well-worn pages from like books and newspapers that have almost been made into like a stony paper mache. And opening it, this scent of old paper and ink hits your nostrils, and looking up from behind a counter right near the entrance, you can see this very, very wrinkled, almost like leathery skin, dark forest green, a kind of mid to late aged turtle looks up in your direction. You can see the skin on the face is a bit tight, kind of a beakish mouth, and the left eye, you can see it has been replaced. Kind of there's like an ersatz eye in there. Twin gold earrings that are pierced into the skin next to the left ear hole. And the shell, you can see that there is a fair amount of charring on there.
Ah, good day to you. Welcome to the Tome. What can I help you with?
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Out and about and run out of stuff to read. and I need a couple good recommendations.
Ah, I love it. What are you looking for? You want some adventure, some drama, some mystery, some romance? What pages do your eyeballs need to be feasted upon?
I mean, anything with a good heist.
Anything with a good heist. I just finished this one a couple weeks ago. This is a great one. Takes place on a worlds away. It's called Seclusion of a Star. I think you'll like it. I won't give anything away, but if you like a heist, this has got a real juicy one in it. You don't mind if it's a little scary, do you? Because it's a good. Is that one there? That'll set you back. I really like this book, so I'm going to give it to you for half price. You can have it for 3 silver.
Okay, thank you.
What about the rest of you? You all big readers? Maybe you're not. I don't know. Maybe you know somebody who's a big reader. Maybe you only read a little bit at a time. That's okay. Maybe you just need a book to prop up an old wobbly coffee table. I got some real well-worn books here as well. Some of the pages have fallen out, so we repurposed them. There's always a use for a book.
Do you happen to have anything by Gil Naiman?
Doesn't everybody?
Well, I haven't gotten the newest publication.
Well, the newest one we don't have. I'm not so much in dealing with the newer books. I mean, there have been so many things written over so many years and so many lifetimes that. Well, I spend a lot of time with what people are writing right now. You got to build a good foundation of where everything's coming from, and then you can get to wait till the new becomes old. Also, I'll be honest with you, new books don't smell quite the same as old books, and I'm quite partial to the smell of well-worn ink.
No, that's fair.
I consider it the cologne of intelligence,
Or
the cologne of culture. Though. It might. I don't know. I'm not a perfumer. I don't deal in that. But if you are looking for the newest release,
well,
by Naiman, I could do something for you.
I guess I did also leave it back at home. But if you have another print of Average Harbingers.
Of course I do. Yeah, I'd say here. If you look behind you, 3 shelves, 3 shelves down on the second bookshelf on the left, about a third of the way in on there. Set you back 5 silver on that one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I just kind of hand him the silver and go grab it.
No. You say you're interested in. What's newest? I can do that for you because I finished it a few weeks ago. I don't need this copy right now. I'll sell you my copy for 4 silver.
Absolutely.
Done. Reaches underneath the counter, sets it up there, slides it on over, and you find like the book he told you about, Garnet. You watch as he just looks almost without looking, just feels long on the shelf. Yeah, there it is. What about the rest of you? Let's see here. And you what? He's looking you over primarily with the ersatz eye. He looks at you closely. Siobhan. Yeah, I think I know a good one for you. I think I know a real good one for you. You seem like the type who would like something just extremely intense, but in a fun way. Like you don't want a downer ending, do you? You want something you can just enjoy. Maybe a real page turner when you want to relax and still have some excitement. Does that sound good?
All right.
Did you ever think about dreams?
Fucking insight check. This weirds me out that he's asking me this.
Yeah, go ahead and give either an insight or an arcana check.
I'm gonna go insight because my arcana is +0. Oh, doesn't matter. Roll the 4.
This guy's good. This
9.
guy's just, he is so good.
Jail.
I've got this great release. It's called Anger of Dreams. I think you would absolutely love it.
Like, she doesn't even know what to do with this. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. So this one, it's sort of a coming of age story. It's all told in the second person on this one. So you as the reader just get to be the star of the story, right? It always says you in it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of books like that because I really like getting drawn in, and the idea that it could be me. That's a lot of fun. Not that living here and selling books isn't fun. I love my job. I'm not kidding, but those are my favorite kinds. So this one, it's about well, I'm not going to reveal who the antagonist is, but the story is that you find power through your dreams themselves, and you're able to use that dream power to fight back against wrongs. That's why it's called Anger of Dreams. And all that is early in the first chapter. I'm not spoiling anything. That's just letting you know where it sets off. This one, it's well worn. Oh, it's a good scent. So I could say this one for 4 silver.
All right. And also, do you have anything, or like it's a murder mystery, but it's not, it's the kind you want to like have tea and it's raining outside and there's a fire and this is the book you read. Like nobody gets killed that you like. The bad guy is not someone that you like.
Cozy, but everyone who gets dropped, maybe they kind of deserved it.
Right.
Maybe they did, but none of the truly pure. Oh, this one, the setting can feel a little dated to some people. I personally don't think so. But if you want to just relax, like you said, cup of tea, cold, rainy day, The Mists of Yesterday, that's the book for you.
Right, yeah, where it's like they're casually racist, but not so much that you have to feel bad about it.
Right. Oh, yeah. There's definitely some language used in there where you're going, that is not really well the term, but you kind of have the feeling that character's going to die in about 3 pages anyways. So
right,
yes. Sort of get what's coming to them for you.
Right.
Yeah. No, Mists of Yesterday, that's the one.
All right, I'll have that one as well, please.
There'll be another 4 silver on that one. In fact, you're buying to make it. You can make it. No, we'll only charge you 3 for that one. 7 silver total for both books.
Right. I'll break a gold then, shall I?
Just a little math, Jamie. You can do it.
I'm just annoyed that D&D Beyond will not do it for me.
Looks over Mannix. Oh. I got the book for you, Heartbreaker. Look
The
at
only
you.
book I have is the only book I need. He points at his packed tome.
Fine. If you don't want to read a book about a Casanova who's constantly romancing tieflings, I won't sell you a Scent of Hell.
My good man, not only have I read Scent of Hell, I am living Scent of Hell. Please and thank you.
You read Scent of Hell. You read it. Okay. So as from you to me as someone who read it, because there was one sticking bit. Anybody who doesn't want to hear this, close your ears, because this is a bit of a spoiler. I'm just curious. What did you think about the whole shift that happened about 2/3 the way through, where it wasn't actually the power and suggestion of a succubus that was involved in any of it, and this was just all done as a free will thing? Because while I kind of enjoyed that piece of it, I really thought it was kind of a bait and switch from the way it was written. Like that was a narrative structure that was completely set up for this was incubus and succubus charming, didn't you think?
Okay, first of all, I want an insight check to make sure that he's not trying to trick Mannix into thinking that he hasn't read it, because Mannix has definitely read this book, but I don't know how.
Maddox has read the book. You
Okay.
know the exact part in the book.
Okay.
It's talking about where the protagonist just talks about how this there's this like total drive within them, and the succubi and incubi in it are talking about how they never used their powers because they saw this character's enthusiasm, and it definitely felt like it came a little out of left field. But yeah, you know the exact part of the book he's talking about.
Many a time has been spent near the fireplace discussing not only Scent of a Hell, but many other of his works, and I know precisely the moment you speak of, and we have discussed this ad nauseum at home. I can tell you this. It seemed a bit overwritten. It seemed a bit heavy-handed.
As long as it wasn't
it was
just me.
Still a bit of fun, wasn't it?
Oh, complete page turner. Complete page turner. I recommend it to, okay, not to everyone. I recommend it to a lot of people.
Clearly you're a man of taste.
I do what I
do
can.
appreciate your establishment here. Where do you typically procure your library, your volumes from? Do you piece them out? Do you have a distributor you happen to work with?
Well, I did have some good distribution that came out of the Empire. I only recently moved here. Well, I guess 15 years isn't that recent. I've only lived down here in Glimmershore for about the last decade and a half. Originally opened my business up in Danamirian Empire, up in the city of Greengate, so I could get some pretty hefty shipments coming in from the capital. But nowadays, down here, I'm not going to lie, it's actually kind of more fun as I get folks coming through. Sometimes they have books that they've read so many times they want to unload, so they sell them off to me, or they trade for other stuff. So, and I will tell you, I send out a lot of letters. To various educational institutions and whatnot, because they're always looking to unload books on folks. So it's a lot of reading and a lot of writing letters to people, which I gotta say, especially in the colder months, which we're getting into now, is not a bad way to spend some evenings.
Well, let me tell you this. If you ever happen to find yourself in the market for certain volumes that you may have had a hard time coming across in the past, my family has a rather vast library, and I know for certain they don't need all of those ready books, especially with all the new things they keep bringing in these days. But if you ever happen to find yourself in need of refreshing your shelves, please let me know.
Thank you. No, I will. I absolutely will. And the Ursat's eye kind of widens for a moment, and he looks you head to toe, and it kind of goes back to its normal size. I never forget a face. I'll look you up.
See that you do.
Anything I can interest any of the rest of you in? Looks over at Pohaku. What do you like to read, my friend? I missed that.
Do you have anything on Jormungandr?
Oh.
I think I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah, yeah. Jormungand serpent. The big slither. Don't. If you ever meet them, don't tell them I said that. They'd probably eat me.
Okay.
I do. I think I do. Do I? Yes. Yeah. Are you looking for like more of a history book, or more of a like excitement? I have a children's book on it, but I don't think that's probably what you're in the mood for.
Oh no, history sounds good.
Well, in that case, it hasn't been thoroughly loved, but maybe you'll find some love out of it. And he goes along a couple of the shelves and pulls out the brown leather-bound tome, and you can see sort of stitched across the top of it. It's titled "Elements of the Sky." So yeah, this will give you a nice look into many of the gods, but specifically, there's a real good chapter in there on Loki and his children, and it delves into each one: the Fenris wolf, the Jormungand serpent, and Hela, the goddess of death herself. But you'll find a nice meaty chapter in there about the serpent.
Okay, great, thanks.
Yeah, you're very welcome. That won't be. Nobody's gonna buy it. Two silver, and we'll be okay on it. I'll just be glad to have it off my shelf.
Okay. Thanks.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Looks over at Kira. Suppose that leaves you.
I mean, I've got average harboring years. I'm good.
I know you do, but you haven't let me size you up for a book yet.
I mean, certainly go ahead.
It's what I do.
I do,
and I'm very, very good at what I do. Yeah, wizards love books, don't they?
We sure do.
You want it. You can see the iris of the Ursat's eye kind of retract, and it gets a bit wider, and you swear it winks at you, Kira. You swear it winked at you.
Insight check?
Yeah. You can be either insight or arcana.
I mean, the insight's more into the why is this turtle winking at me, less of trying to understand the eye.
Yeah.
Is this turtle hitting on me? And that's 15.
Okay. You get the sense that there is something about how this Ersatz eye is, you assume, working, that he can see a little bit of truth with it. So you think the wink would have been directly associated to you talking about how wizards love to read, and you implying that you might be one. Where he's like, sure.
Okay.
Whatever you say. But you get the sense that he can sort of see beyond that.
So this turtle is not hitting on me?
No.
Okay.
You don't think so?
It's important information that I need to know.
I have I got two actually real juicy ones. Depends if you want to deal with more of a slow intrigue in like high court, high society. That's bleeding at the king. So that one's heavy. That one's a lot, but I really like that one. I read it twice last month. But the other one that you may really like, and it is intense, and it is about the unknown, and it is about what might be speaking to us from the great beyond. That is Emissary of the Nether.
They sound intriguing. I'll take them both.
Oh, if you want, boy, 6 gold. I'll give you both of them. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, why not?
Or 6 silver. I'm sorry. That'd have been funny. 6 gold.
And Kira just and starts to replace the gold in his hand with silver.
Oh, you are my new favorite group. It has been in here a long time. I don't usually sell this many books to a group. Most people, I give them some various recommendations, and they go, we're just browsing. They look around, they leave. But glad you all had some interest. You never know when you're going to need a book.
Garnet, did your father have any books on that big long list that he gave you, or?
Probably not. But Do you have anything that you think you would want that Garrick Dumb Speaker would need?
Ooh, wait a minute. Oh,
Or
you're
Molly, for that matter.
You're related. I should have seen that right away. Yes. Yes, I do. I think. He likes fun. This
That's true.
this one, it's. Yeah. Actually got a pretty fun adventure story. You know what? He's been a good customer. He can just have this one. It's copy of a Tree of History. If he doesn't love it, go ahead and tell him to bring it on back anytime. But yeah, he can have that one, and he can just owe me a good story next time I chat him up.
Sounds like a good deal.
He did enough to help make the interior of this place look like what it does. You watch as he kind of points out. You can see there's some like gem encrusted, like I don't even know how it's, but the top of the column. I can't remember what you call that. The way the top of the column looks, where it's decorated. But you see there's like some wooden columns in here, and those ornate decorations. You can see there's some gem fixtures on them.
Well, this has been my sincere pleasure. If you ever need anything, my name is Solbeer. I realize I did not introduce myself when you all came in, and most people in this town know me pretty well if they know anything about books, and if they don't know books at all, they've probably never met me, because that's kind of all I deal in. Unless you have a really wobbly table and you need that fixed, in which case I guess I'm a carpenter adjacent. I don't know.
That's quite a use for a book.
Many uses for a book. Many.
Yeah, you can also throw them at people.
I was just going to say, sometimes they can be quite the deterrent to a poor conversation.
Especially when people, I don't know, get and read a book that they shouldn't be dabbling with.
Those people are the worst.
And Kira just kind of waves a goodbye and starts to walk out.
Siobhan's crisscross applesauce on the floor reading one of the books. I've forgotten. I failed to write down both of them, but she's reading the first one, the action-y one.
Let's see here. I believe you got The Anger of Dreams.
Yes. Something like that.
Yeah, Anger of Dreams. It was the one. I'm not quite sure what your other one was. I'll listen to the recording back and make notes of who got what. That's okay. I can do that.
As Kira has walked out, I'm going to quietly go back to Solbeer and there's actually one more thing I was kind of looking for.
Yeah.
Do you have anything in the self-help variety? Something on anger management, maybe?
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I'm trying to think. What do I have in the realm of medical journals? That's don't get a lot of people asking for those. If I'm being real honest.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm not saying I don't have it. Just give old Soul Beer a minute. It just sometimes takes gestures. There are a lot of books in here, my friend, and I do everything from right here. This is my entire inventory. Right here. Well, there, and I also have an enchanted tome that keeps track of everything, but I try not to look in it. Because do you have any idea how much more impressive it is when you just know a book and you grab it and give it to somebody? They love it. They love it. They love it.
Okay.
Let's see here. You want a self-help book of specifically anger management, huh?
I have a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. This isn't for you, is it? No, it's not for you.
Actually,
you-
no, it's definitely for me.
It's definitely
have
for you.
I have some real, and I kind of glare at him.
You're burly. You'd be scary if you got angry. I don't think I'd like you when you're angry.
I just kind of slowly turn over to Siobhan.
Doesn't notice, is reading.
Well, I guess the best one I could think of, yeah. It's not all based in anger. It's just more about just embracing the now and just how uplifted we can be in
That sounds uplifting.
okay, yeah, just in our personal moment and existence, and how if ever now is dragging us down, just our connection to the times before that were good. It's called Awesome Yesterday.
Wow, I hope Awesome Yesterday can bring about some awesome tomorrows too.
That's the whole point of it. Hopefully you'll find a use out of that one. Self-help, I always charge those only at cost. That one only cost me 5 copper to get. So you can have it for that at cost, 5 copper.
All right, thanks.
Of course. I do not believe in upcharging for self-help, because if people need help, extorting them for money is wrong.
I will take that. A lot of insight to be gained for 5 copper.
If it helps, it helps. And if it doesn't, again, it's the wobbly table solution. Or if the pages get too worn down, you can make door handles like I had done here. All sorts of great stuff you can do with it.
This is my new dream, by the way, for our house.
Is just everything made out of repurposed books?
My library, at least.
Hey,
Just the dream.
Find the artist who can do it. Well, if,
Cool, thanks, bye.
Of course.
And I'll kind of go over to Siobhan and just lightly tap on her shoulder. I think we're leaving.
Oh, thank you. This is good.
I had a feeling you'd like it. Yep. Enjoy. And do you, sir, should I be in your neck of the woods, trust me, I'll look you and your family up to improve my personal library. As you all step out into the day here in Tinkerborough, what is it you all want to do? You have some time still until you would need to go to Garnet's family's home for a meal. What is on folks' agendas?
Well, I want to go to the Glittering Forge.
Is there a spa?
I now want to go to a spa.
That worked great last campaign.
Oh, man.
Oh no!
That's right. Never mind.
Mannix, roll me a d20.
11.
11. There's not really like a spa per se. You just from listening about and just hearing some conversations around and where you've looked, there is definitely like you did see like a sign of like a physical therapist's office, and one of the things they do offer is therapeutic massage. You are not sure if that massage is going to be relaxing or if they're going to wring you out like a dish towel.
On second thought, I think I could just go for finding a bar and drowning myself in as much Scotch whiskey as I can possibly acquire.
That will not be difficult, as you are all aware that there are a couple taverns in this town. One is the Reflecting Blossom, which you know that is where the Low Elves are staying.
However, there's also one known as the Tranquil Hideaway, which is not terribly far from here.
Mannix, you want to go scout the Lowell?
Yeah, probably a good idea to keep an eye on them.
And the same goes for you, Siobhan, if you're going to the forge. Keep an eye out, since that's where we're meeting up tomorrow.
Oh, right.
It's not a bad idea. It's great to scout, but just be careful.
So just to be clear, we can't start any violence while we're in the race. But what about before?
I mean, we've accepted the job. It would seem poor to...
All right,
Yeah.
all right. Josh, yeah, right.
I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying don't get caught.
Oh, I'm a very bad liar.
Then maybe
Uh-huh.
don't do it.
I mutter something under my breath about maybe getting a second copy of this book.
I was thinking, I'm like, if this is for me, I'm like, you don't want me to not be angry, man. Like, I absorb no aggro if I'm not angry.
Everyone deserves to have a relaxing time without being angry with on.
You're not talking about this. All right. So where's Jesus, I am terrible at notes today. All right. What's the name of the what's the name? Wait, no. They're going to the bar where the low elves are at the Glimmering Blossom.
The
Glimmering
Reflecting
Forge,
Blossom.
Reflecting
The
Blossom.
Glimmering Forge is...
Oh, wow.
Proud of you.
That was bad notes from last time, so.
It's okay. It happens. It happens.
Reflecting Blossom.
I'll
Right.
just chime in real quick. I don't have any particular things that I want to do. I'm happy to follow Garnet around and just enjoy the town. There is something I want to do, like when we get back, like before like dinner or whatever the events of the time are. I will want to do something more fun.
Sounds great. So who is headed where?
I want to go
I
to the
follow
Glimmering
her.
Forge.
I would like to follow. Mannix, I actually don't think you should go to the Blossom. And
Why?
the reasons for that are there's a perfectly good other place, what our DM just mentioned. You should go there. And I mentioned this because I might have put something into place that if any of us were seen near the Blossom would make it seem like foul play was at or something was afoot, but so we should just stay away from there.
So neither of us are going to Blossom then. So that
No one should go to the Blossom. Go drink elsewhere.
very
I've
well,
heard
we'll
good
go to
things
the
about that
Tranquil
Tranquil Hideaway.
Pantry.
But I will, if Siobhan's going to the Forge, I will follow in the shadows and scout around and see if anyone suspicious or noteworthy is around.
Excellent. So we'll start with that. Siobhan heading off to the Glimmering Forge. Garnet sticking to the shadows to keep eyes peeled. It sounds like Mannix will be headed off to the Tranquil Hideaway. Kira Pohaku?
Yeah, I'm going with Garnet. So if you are slinking off into the shadows, I will. And it sounds like we're going with Siobhan, so I guess I'm following Siobhan.
Yep.
I think Kira's just kind of wandering through town now because he walked out of the bookshop and then didn't want to wait for everyone, but also has his pride, so he needs to look like he meant to do that. So I think he's just wandering aimlessly through the town at this point.
Nice. Alrighty. So Siobhan with Paku not far behind. Garnet, will you give me a stealth check, please?
That's a 29. Tell me if I need to add my D8.
I don't even 29. I'm not even sure you can find your character with that. That's just like Garnet
Wasn't in that 20.
Garnet became invisible to Tanya because she is so skilled. I love Garnet. No, you feel
gone.
Yeah, she disappeared. Oh, life imitates art. This is great. Yeah, Garnet, you feel incredibly stealthy with that. I mean, there's enough busyness and whatnot happening here about in town that there are enough like alleys you can kind of slink into, and because you're a gnome, you're small. Like if there's somebody wearing like a long cloak, you're quick enough you can just sort of like run along underneath the cloak, very similar to like what you did back at the theater to sneak in. You find yourself getting really good at that move. And Siobhan, it doesn't take long. Like you come to, you recognize a smithy from a distance because there's a lot of open air there because you need all that heat and the smoke from the forge to get out. But you notice the sign that says the Glimmering Forge. That was clearly like hand hammered out of metal. You can see it has gem dust all encrusted along it, and also with the metal supports that go along the upper structure there, and you can see this halfling man who is just working a piece of steel over by the forge as you walk up.
You say he's a halfling?
I did.
Oh. All right. I'm going to. I believe I would know how to approach in such a way that I would not, interrupt his work or.
Yeah, you go to a place where you're going to be in his periphery, and it says he's. Where can I say? Half a moment, I'll be with you. He goes into what he's working, and he sets it in this clamp. He bends the steel on it, and you can see that he's basically making a fireplace poker here. And you watch as like part of the metal is like real thick near the top, and he takes this about like a sax and just slams it into the steel. You can watch as it actually splits partially, and you'd have enough familiar with enchanted items to realize obviously this is an enchanted weapon. Bends it in there, and he stabs it point down into a pile of sand. Yeah, we'll let that cool there. How can I help you?
Mr. Cinderbrook, is it?
I prefer going by my first name, Halric, but if you want to be formal, I guess Mr. Cinderbrook. Yes, Halric Cinderbrook, at your service.
Hello, my name is Siobhan Finnegan.
I'm not laughing at you. It's just the idea of somebody with the name Finnegan coming and talking to a smithy. Considering I don't even know if you're familiar with the famous Finnegan.
Oh, Finnegan, yes.
That's the one. Yeah. So you know Colm Finnegan's work. Oh, you got a good eye then.
That's my dad.
Okay, that's a good one there.
I'm in the background just being like,
you're not joking, are you?
No, clearly I'm adopted, but
I won't lie, you wouldn't be the first person to come in here pulling my leg, claiming to be related to it's a joke. Some people like to tell. No one's ever tried to pull a fast one on me. They just kind of think it's a bit fun. How can I help a family member of Colm Finnegan?
Well, I heard of your shop. I'm very interested. I'm not asking for trade secrets, of course, but just very interested in the gem infusion. It's nothing I've seen before.
It's tricky, I'm not going to lie to you, but I had a drink with Colm once, a handful of years back. It was shortly after I started doing the whole gem dust thing. He asked me about it. I told him, I said, Colm, No one can compete with your handiwork. I gotta do something to make myself stand out, now don't I? Gave it a nod of approval, which I took as quite the compliment. It's a bit of work. When the gems are being set, you can't have the metal too hot, or else you'll scorch them and you'll lose all the vibrance. But obviously, it can't be too cool, or else they won't completely set. It's a very delicate balance of keeping the temperature just right.
I'm not gonna. Jamie, am not gonna pretend that I know about enough, despite my avid watching of Forged in Fire.
That's good, because that's where most of my knowledge comes from too. So,
so it's like I'm not gonna. If we tried to fake our way through this conversation, there'd be somebody in the audience being like, "What the hell are you talking about?" So, but anyway, Siobhan asks several knowledgeable questions about how you include gems without causing cold shunts and other words that I know from that show.
lambs.
Lambs, yep. Inclusions, it's a whole.
Yeah, cold shunts, inclusions, and delaminations. Those are the three I know.
Mm-hmm.
And he's able to give you a fairly detailed explanation of how it would all work. You say, I mean, if you're a Finnegan, my forge is your forge. If you want to give it a try. And you look, he has got multiple actual furnaces here within the forge. Like there are only 2 that are going at the moment, only 2 that have fires in them. But you can see he's got 5 furnaces.
Nice shop.
Oh, thank you. It's taken some time to build it up, and every now and then I get some apprentices in here, and they help me keep the steel moving. And when things get a bit busier, I can man 3 of these myself, as long as I'm making things that are fairly simple, mind you. You get a real complicated order in here, and you just work the one, unless you make a whole mess of it and have to start over, and that's just wasted metal right there.
Well, I have this tincture as well that I was hoping to use on I pull out the glaive, to show him, obviously.
And he extends his hands. May I?
Certainly.
That's Finnegan work there, isn't it? Oh, that talented son of a bitch. Oh, that's beautiful. He hands it back to you. Well, if you want to have at it, if you're looking to get some of the gem dust in there, it should take. It looks like it's got a nice enchantment on it, so you're not going to damage your blade none. A tincture, you say? I know those as medical things people drink, not so much things people use when pounding metal. Are you going to get drunk before you work? Because...
Okay, this is a Jamie question. You're the one who told me I could use it. What the fuck?
You can. And you as a smith, yes, you as a smith would know this is not a normal thing being used, but you were told by hags that this would work in a way, so you're like... This is crazy magic shit. You know it would work. Because you guys were specifically told that it could enhance things, but it was recommended it not be consumed.
All right. I say that.
Yeah.
Probably exactly the words. Weird magic shite. It was hags. It's been a strange couple of months.
I'll make you a deal. I'll be absolutely encouraging of you using that if I can sit back and watch.
That's not very much.
Don't blow yourself up.
It's always my first goal.
I only say because you say if this was hags and whatnot, that can be interesting stuff, can't it?
Right. So, which forge do you like the least?
Well, the one I like the least isn't heated and running right now. So why don't you just use this one next to me here, and we'll just hope that it still is in one piece when you're all done with what you're doing.
All right. I'll get to work.
All right. So what I need from you is this be a D20 plus proficiency plus your strength mod. I guess in your case we would just call it an athletics check for the easiest.
Okay.
Or no, or yes, that is correct. I was thinking
That's
of a
the same.
different
Yeah.
thing. Yep.
Wait. Oh, I'm looking at my saving throw. But that's amazing because that's my saving throw and not my. All right. Not 20.
What type of gem dust do you decide to use for this?
Amethyst.
Alrighty. And you can see there are just some containers very clearly labeled the various gem dusts there. And you can even see that they're portioned out for how much surface their amount meant to cover. From the way he described it to you, you got to work kind of quick with it while the blade's at the right, or the metal's at the right temperature. So it's just a very quick grab, pop the lid off. With a natural fucking 20. Wow.
I can't believe it. And I used the one, you probably can't see it, but I used my one actual gemstone die because I figured that was like good karma.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. So you begin heating the blade of the glaive, and you grab this amethyst dust, spreading it over it, and you're working it just the way he said with the hammer. You can see it taking very, very well, and you go and reheat it. And if you were making a blade normally, the point where you would try and temper it, harden it, or the quench, as we know it from Forged in Fire, you grab this tincture you were given and pull the stopper out with your teeth. You pour that over the blade, and as it hits, you hear this extremely loud hissing sound of liquid hitting a hot surface, and you watch as the smoke rises upwards, curling in the air, and you see this arcane burst fly down the handle, and when it hits your hand where you're holding it, you feel just this throb go into your body, and it shoots along, and you feel just your muscles tighten for half a moment. You take a deep breath, and you just feel sturdier in this moment. And working this blade, you can see the amethyst taking, and they start to glow slightly as well. And you feel the sensation of when your eyes glow when you're raging. You don't feel your rage taking you over, but you can feel sort of this connection as the blade kind of thrums a little bit with that energy. It takes probably the better part of an hour for you to go through this whole process and holding the blade high. It's beautiful shape and silhouette still there, but now just this sheen of amethyst along both sides of it, particularly like the dust of it right along the edge. As you swing it, there's almost like this purplish streak that streaks through the air. And that's what it's called right there. Let me update your character sheet as you have a new magic item with this being completed. And he's just looking at you going, that's fucking amazing. Well, I don't know what those hags gave you, but it certainly did something to that there blade, didn't it? And you took to learning how to work with the gem dust right away. I gotta say, I'm mighty impressed. I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't impressed. It's quite incredible.
Oh, that's very kind of you. I'm at best the first most talented smith at my shop.
Well, I'll tell you now. It's quite impressive. If you refresh your character sheet, you should see what you now have. I've replaced... You no longer have a +1 glaive. You have now what's called the Blade of the Coven.
Okay. Oh, and I have to attune to it. Okay.
It does require attunement. When you see what it does, you'll understand why.
I'm not mad. I just haven't.
Yeah.
I have no attunement slots used.
Yeah.
Okay, where's the description? Let's see.
And you can see that on either side of the blade, there are now these runes that are just glowing. They weren't there before so much. It just seems like the tincture brought that out of the blade.
Ooh! Ooh! Okay, this is awesome, guys. Right, I'm sorry, should I tell them or just we'll find out when I'm fighting?
You can absolutely tell them what it does.
Okay, it's now a +2 glaive, and on a hit, it does an additional d6 of force damage, and being attuned to it increases my con score by 2, which is awesome.
And ignore the thing about it having
Not so
a
bad.
charge. The thing about it having a charge is an error.
Okay.
Our barbarian is more sturdy now.
Yes.
Ooh, buddy.
You done fucked up now.
Done fucked up, Aaron.
Oh, I do have 2 things I'm attuned to. Okay.
The only problem with Bjorn giving our main tank an item to be tankier means that something very bad is coming.
No.
It's like you met him.
He loves her so much he wants her to be safe at all times.
That's
In my mind, that's not even the coolest magic item I've created for anybody yet, but y'all haven't gotten that one yet. I love creating this homebrew stuff.
Oh my
fun.
god, that increases my max hit points.
Yes, it does. Because your con score
Right.
increased. It also, well, no, your armor class is still better with the armor you're wearing. But if you were unarmored, that would increase your unarmored defense as well. But yep, you are that much sturdier. And so as you hold this item, you could you can just feel the sturdiness, this like thrumming through you. And
Siobhan is dummy thick.
yeah, so this goes way back when those rolls I made when you guys were breaking the sword. One of them was a natural 20, and that's what gave this tincture the ability to increase an ability score.
Huzzah! Well, I'm glad we got that good one, because we also had the,
You had the
fucked up
natural
roll.
1, which allowed the Blood Witch to escape. So
Yep, that's
it
awesome.
was a real trade-off, but now, yeah, your tank has more hit points now.
the Blood Witch escaping is fine. Nothing bad could happen from that.
No.
Won't be any negative repercussions to the world in general. Not at all.
Yeah, and Halric's eyes are just wide at... Look at this blade. That is one of the most impressive things that has been... That's one of the most impressive things that's come out of this forge. Son of a bitch, and the Finnegan made it too. Of course they did. Not gonna lie. That's a bit funny.
I just want, not that this matters, but just for flavor, if any of my teammates who are standing around observing this, I switch to halfling at some point, because it is her first language. It is the most natural to converse in, especially when talking about smithing, because...
I mean, if it's taking you the best part of an hour, I think if Bjorn allows it, I'm just taking a short rest and reading my book.
Absolutely. Yeah, give yourself a short rest on that. In fact, anybody else who wants to can take a short rest, because you guys aren't doing much other than like walking around or having beverages. Garnet's just being stealthy, but again, with a 20-9, you're...
Relax, stealth.
Jeez.
Stealth nap.
You need true sight to see Garnet right now, is the thing.
Mira can see Garnet.
Oh, so Mira can see her.
Mirik's giving her pointers right now.
Oh, that's very good.
And Howard Cinderbrook actually looks over at you, Pahaka, as has been created. Oh, how about you, fella? You about to do something else here in my forge that makes most of what I make look like I'm a rank amateur?
Do you need me to do that?
Can you?
Yes. No. She can. I'm just here as an emotional support teammate.
Well, you supported some pretty good emotions there, then, didn't you?
I've been working on it, thanks.
Oh, good for you. I appreciate that.
Oh, and also I should mention, to be clear, the book that I am reading is actually the self-help book right now, as opposed to the history book.
So the self-help book, you're quickly finding it's a little new agey, but not so much that it turns your stomach. It's written very with a very positive tone, but also very matter of fact. Like you're finding that the whole point of Awesome Yesterday, it really goes on the fact of you have had good days in the past. Everyone has had at least one good day they can remember. And almost definitely, before that good day, you probably had a real bad day in there somewhere. Which, not that logic demands, but it's not unreasonable logic to say there are more awesome yesterdays to come. And it's important for them to be awesome yesterdays, because that means you always have days you're continuing on to share your stories of your awesome yesterdays. And that's really the tone of it, is just how not so much living in the past, but reflecting on and taking pride and having happiness in the past is actually really important. And you can't only focus on the future. Sometimes you have to take a step outside yourself and remember the great things of what were.
This'll work. I guess the other thing that I would offer as he's asking me about this is I would offer basically use of Fabricate if he needs gems broken down into dust, if he wants dust turned back into gems, if there's something I can do to help him with that, I would do so.
You offer that, and he drags out this barrel that's on some wheels. If you could turn all of this onyx into dust, I would be most appreciative. I'll tell you right now, the whole dark shimmering thing, it's really in right now, really fashionable. So I've acquired a lot of this. Breaking down the obsidian, not a problem. Onyx, on the other hand, it's a lot of bloody work.
Give me 10 minutes.
I can live for 10 minutes.
Cool. I get started.
Do you want to drink while you do that, or do you have to focus the entire time?
I'll take you up on that drink in 10 minutes.
That sounds fantastic. You there, Finnegan, you want a drink to celebrate this piece of beauty you've created?
Yes, I would. What do I owe you for the amethyst?
Make your deal. Just tell people where you made it.
Finnegan Cinderbrook co-production.
I've always wanted one.
I talk to my dad every night. Would you like me to pass anything along to him?
2 things, actually. 1, tell him I said he should be very fucking proud of you. I'm sure he is. Just tell him I said that. And 2, tell him we're long overdue for a drink. If he'll put me up for the night, I'll come to his neck of the woods next spring.
Oh, you should. Have you met me, Ma?
Just the once.
Also, she's a very fine cook.
That's what I remember. Shepherd's pie, I believe we ate.
Oh, That's the favorite.
I still haven't had a meal that good.
Neither have I.
Well, I have something for this occasion. And you watch as he takes a step stool and sets it out, and he grabs a chair and drags it over. He just kind of scampers up on various things. He's standing on a workbench and moves a few canisters aside and pulls down this
I'm very
bottle
familiar with his technique.
bottle of brown liquor that's been hidden behind many things. It's about half full. He pulls the cork off of it, and he grabs 3 glasses and pours a little bit in each one. He goes and he sets one down by you, Pohaku. I know you'll drink it in 10 minutes there. Well, 9.5 we'll call it, but you'll enjoy that there. He goes back to you, Siobhan. Oh, wait. You know what I'll do? I'll pour a little extra in each of ours, because by the time it's time to have a drink with him, we'll have drank some and can't have empty glasses, can we? Put that back. This this scotch is it is a Thanamirian family private reserve that we're not going to talk about how I got my hands on it. But we'll just say that it fell off of a truck.
Which Thanamirian family? Just out of curiosity.
The Imperial family.
Sláinte.
I'll drink to that. And as you taste it, it is vibrantly flavored, slightly smoky, but also like hints of honey in there. Like it's just kind of like a honeyed, a very lightly peated scotch. Just wonderful beverage. And after the 10 minutes, Pakus, you've broken those down. He comes over, clinks glasses with you as well. I appreciate the help there, friend.
You're welcome. And I'll pick up the drink that he left and drain it.
Paku just throws it back.
Yeah. All right.
I've never seen somebody throw back a scotch of that rarity that quickly, but I have to say, with my opinions on the Thanamirian family, I like it. It's funny.
Oh, was this one? Sorry. It was tasty, I think.
That's all that matters. All that matters is if you like it.
I'm gonna look out the just in the area, see if I see any sign of Garnet, as all of this has been happening.
Make a perception check. Just.
I mean, okay. Let's
I
see.
suppose if you get a nat 20.
I got a natural 19 for 18.
No. If you had gotten a natural 20, there would have been you got a hint of where she was. You're I think she may have been there 10 minutes ago.
Oh, I see a candy wrapper. She was once there.
Exactly. Yeah. You're oh, you know what? I know she was eating a persimmon a while ago, and I think I see.
There's some crumbs from the unnecessary amount of tarts that I bought and gave
exactly. I recognize those pastry crumbs. Garnet, if you want, you can give me actually, you know what? You've been hanging out for an hour and 10 minutes, just peering from the darkness. I'll let you make either an investigation or perception check. I'll let you do it at advantage because you are very stealth, and you'll be able to do this over a long time, as opposed to doing multiple rolls broken down.
Okay. Nat 2022 investigation.
I gotta be careful of any magic items I let Garnet have that increase any of skills. Good gods. I'm gonna be in trouble. That's great.
She rolls any higher and Garnet somehow picks your pocket.
I'm waiting for one of these times, trying to be okay, so I rolled a 21 on the die plus. I actually don't. I'm looking around here on my desk. I'm like, they do, because they're usually right here, and I'm not even joking. So when we're done with this game, I'm going to have to locate my keys in my wallet, because I actually don't know what the fuck they are. Damn. So, yeah, looking about, Garnet, you with that natural effing 20, you do actually clock a couple individuals. They're a little ways off, but they've been clearly watching the goings-on at the forge. You recognize them both. One is the very handsome human male who is just not that talented of a musician, the bard Preet Slyfoot, who had been associated with the Low Elves. And you can see next to him a fairly sturdy elvish woman who has this bright blue mohawk and a nose ring, which you would remember her name as Bryn Silversheen, and you would know that one, amongst all the low elves, she was a bit intense. And they're very clearly doing their best to keep a low profile, and it's Tinkerborough. A blue mohawk on its own doesn't instantly stand out, like, vibrantly. Like, there are lots of people with very interesting hairstyles and hair colors, but you do see those two. They're probably, maybe about 400 or 500 feet away from you, just past the smiths, but watching them, they're clearly watching the goings-on.
Do they seem like they're just watching, like they're waiting for something to happen?
As you've watched them, they've clearly been just talking to each other, gesturing in that direction. Some you don't get the sense of anything overly nefarious in this. You kind of feel like they're doing the same thing you are, of just keeping eyes peeled. And this is some recon here, where they're just trying to get an idea of exactly who they're up against. Because y'all haven't seen each other in quite a while, and you would have enough awareness to go, well, we've increased our abilities since then. So they probably have too.
Do they appear to have any new weapons, trinkets, jewelry, armor than the last time we saw them?
Yeah, you definitely noticed that as far as Preet is concerned, he has just this it looks to almost be like, it's probably some sort of like studded leather, just this very ornate chest piece he is wearing. There we go. It's almost like I had a tab open to answer these exact questions. Actually, a little X card there. Let me take that back. It's not so much a studded leather as you can just see, because you rolled that natural 20. A little bit beneath the open collar of his poet shirt, what looks sort of like a chain shirt underneath. So it looks like a little fancier of what he wore before. You can see that he has this very ornate dagger on one hip, as well as the loot slung across his back. Looks much more fancy than the last one. And as far as his cohort there, Bryn Silversheen, you can see that there are all sorts of either like small, it looks sort of like either like potion bottles. They have some sort of liquid in them, as well as what it's not outwardly like a bandolier like of grenades, but you can see sort of like a leather strap that is containing some various components in it, and you would guess some sort of alchemical ingredients in those.
going to find a piece of paper and a writing implement. And she's gonna just write on it. No, she's not even gonna write. She's just gonna draw an eye, which is like a single open eye on it, and try to slip it into one of their pockets, wherever the opening is.
Give me a sleight of hand check on this.
Have to be better. 16. I am proficient, so I can add a D to that too.
You can, but that is a natural 20.
Only 2.
So as you go to try and slide it in, because Silver Sheen, she's the one sort of closer to you, as you go to try and slide it into a pocket, the crinkle of the paper, it just makes a small amount of noise. Make a dexterity saving throw for me. She snatches the paper and she looks right to where you were. You quickly hop back. I need you to make another stealth check for me to see if you're spotted. She did not grab your wrist. She just grabbed the paper. Damn! That said 30.
30? That was a nat 20.
Woo! Dear gods.
Whiff!
She's looking about.
That's almost better than slipping it in her pocket.
So awesome. And her gaze goes right past you, but you're very well hidden. Like you've kind of thrown like a torn open burlap sack over yourself, and you're just kind of peering through this tear in it over at the
magazine with eye holes.
Basically, like her gaze slowly goes right over you, and you know how to like just keep your breathing very even, so there won't be this big, big old rise and fall of the bag. She looks down, paper. Preet kind of looking over. What? What is it?
Someone's sending us a message.
It's a picture of an eye.
Yes, you dolt. Means I can see you. I thought you were supposed to be this creative bard. You have no sense of metaphors?
I'm a singer, not a writer.
Jury's out on if you're that too.
So get back to True Shot. Let her know. They know we're here. And they turn on their heels and head off. And you would know the direction they're going. They're heading in the direction of the tavern they're staying at. Because you know this town very well. You grew up here.
Grant's gonna let them go, and when she feels confident that none of the low elves are around, she will head into the forge.
Okay. And so yeah, you two, you very kind of like just finished your beverages as Garnet comes walking into the Glimmering Forge, and you can see Siobhan holding this incredible glaive. Like you saw the process of it happening a little bit, but your focus was much more on who was out there.
Siobhan, that's super cool.
Do you think it's big enough?
Manic just pops in from the side of the frame and pops back out, and he's back at the bar.
Always watching, Siobhan. Always watching.
I swear, if Maddox ever gets scry, everyone's screwed.
He's had this
Scrambles to
whole time.
research scry.
He's had it this whole time. It's the only thing that makes sense. Or dimension door that he only uses to, like, stick his head out and make a bitchy comment and then disappear.
Just long range cutting words.
So, to go back to roleplay. Thank very much. Garnet, may I present? I've forgotten his last name. Hold on. Nope, that wasn't a character. Haldrick Cinderbrook. He knows me, da.
Nice. Well, I mean, that name does precede you.
Didn't know, though. I didn't. So I turned to an actual. I would say I'm probably, if we're having the drinks, I'm sitting crisscross applesauce because it's the only way to be at a somewhat comfortable height to talk to somebody who's half your size, really. I said, did you know, Haldrick? I had no idea my pa was famous. Right, I knew he was well known in the assemblage, but we're out in the sticks a bit, you know, and so him being well known there is like, well, there's only a handful of Smiths at all, and then I've been through, how many places now? And I kept going to a smithy without them knowing who he is. It was a shock to me, honestly.
Well, as Townshend says, he's a humble man. It's probably why everyone likes and respects him so much.
He is the best.
You're not wrong. As like I told you, I learned how to do all this excitement in my work because you got to do something to stand out. You need to do something to, well, be able to move merchandise when there's Finnegan wares on the market. Though not everybody can afford them, and not everybody is patient enough to wait for his work to be made available. So,
hey, yeah, our shop is not this big.
No, he's always taken pride in everything with his name on it he made personally.
Right, yeah, I mostly work the bellows, honestly.
I can see that. I can see that. You're quite the strong one, and of the size and all that, you can probably keep him going for a good while.
And I mostly get to work on things if they're well scaled more for someone my size.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
If it's a dagger, I wouldn't have the first idea what to do. I don't know if I've ever touched one.
Oh, it's easy. The pointy end goes in the other man.
Hey, he's the smart one. Look at that.
Fuck off, you're not there.
Actually, I am.
Yeah, no,
He's there.
right there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
I
sorry.
realized the comment had a very Mannix undertone to it, but no, I'm there.
I wasn't looking and I thought it was Maddox.
Yes, excellent. My influence grows.
Stick into the air. Where is that scry coming from?
There's a little bit of manic soul in all of us.
I mean, eventually, if he
If you're a
keeps going on
tiefling.
his current trajectory. Hey, that's not fair. We're pretty sure he boned that Tabaxi as well.
That is a secret between only Mannix and that Tabaxi. That is unknown.
Alright, we'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, right. Forgot to say.
Hey, that's your wheel. I almost forgot. There's a little competition happening.
There is. I just noticed some scouts about, and she'll describe the little elves. Have they been sticking their noses around where they shouldn't?
Nothing untoward. They stopped in here as a group yesterday, very briefly, just to say hi, just looking around a bit. I thought a couple of them might make a few purchases, but they said that depending on how the job goes for them, they might come back and acquire something to celebrate a win.
To check your stores. Yeah. To check your stores after they left because not the most honest group.
Not a thing missing. I double checked.
you wouldn't have, like, placed any magic tracking spells on anything or anything like that would have gotten past your notice?
Oh, no. Not a chance on that. I have a handful of precautions I keep here in my place of business. When you start to make a name for yourself like I have, you learn to do that, and when you own a few things that might be considered contraband in various places, you learn to just, have things that help you keep an eye out in case there are those who come looking for said items. Trust me, very careful about how I do things.
Okay. Just want to make sure we're starting on equal footing.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Cool.
Besides,
It'd be okay if it was, stacked in our favor. I'm just saying. I mean, I didn't help you with the gems, for that reason. But I'm just putting it out into the world.
Oh, right. Yeah, it wasn't. Oh no, did it seem like we were? I wanted to come here before I knew it was the start of this.
Of course, I didn't think there was anything untoward about anything any of y'all had to do or say. You don't need to worry about that. Not
if there was
one
anything that you could do. Never
We
mind.
wouldn't do it because that would be unethical. You can hear the wink in her voice.
You can see the very blatant wink back that Pohaku gives you back.
Well, considering you are going to be doing this for the approval of Gold Cloak and Billow Trick, trust me, there is not a thing I would allow to be done so that either side have any sort of an advantage.
Oh,
Good.
Can you maybe not mention this to me, Da, until I've had a chance to explain?
Oh, I mean, there's not a thing to mention.
Right.
As far as I know, you're helping me make a delivery to Gizmopolis.
Right. Yes, that is factual.
That's the truth, Shimon. So it's
Right.
not lying.
Yes, I'm not comfortable with all this subterfuge. Freaking terrible at lying. Just don't tell me things, and then I can only say things that I know that are true. We're making a delivery.
That's true.
It's precisely what you're doing.
Is there anything else going on? No. I'm doing naught but making a delivery.
I think you'll do just fine.
Oh.
But no, you have nothing to worry about from the low elves. Not one of them has done a thing that's going to get them any sort of unfair advantage in any of this.
Okay.
Ugh, wankers.
I'm probably ready to head home and help
Oh.
prepare dinner and stuff. But you guys take all the time you want.
Oh no, it'll come back and help. Or not take up any more of your time, Haldrick. It's very nice to meet you, sir.
Hey, pleasure to meet you as well. Pleasure to meet you as well. Please do give nothing but my best kindness to your dad. And let him know. This spring, as I'm planning myself a trip up to the assemblage as it is, I'm going to go see him, and I'll bring a bottle or two of something nice, and I expect him to help me find the bottom of those bottles, because I don't know if you know this. It's easier to find the bottom of a bottle when you have good help. Take good care of yourself, Siobhan Finnegan. And to your gem-crushing ally, I forgot to ask you your name, son.
Oh, hi. I am Champion Pohaku Kahu Proud Hair Esquire, at your service.
It's quite a name there, champion.
Yes.
I like it.
Thanks.
Keep earning titles.
I picked
Yeah,
them
no.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, you earned the championship. I don't remember how you acquired Esquire, but and Proud Hair was gifted to him.
Well, titles that you earn or that are gifted are some of the best ones you can get.
Thanks. Nice to meet you. Have fun with your pounding on the hard metals.
I will have an absolute wonderful time, and you, young gem speaker, say hello to your whole family for me.
I will. We're gonna have a fun old feast tonight.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be an absolutely wonderful time. Your father's done a lot of fantastic work to help assist me with getting the highest quality gems for what I do.
Good.
I have a fine appreciation for the man. And I'll be honest, if it were up to me, I would very much love to tip the scales in your favor. But I also know that should I do such a thing, it might provoke the ire of those higher up who have organized this little competition.
Understood, and I would never ask you to be in such a position.
I wouldn't think you would.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy your evening. I still have some work for me to do.
Okay, we'll
And-
see tomorrow morning.
We'll see how it all happens. As you all head off, how's Kira's wandering going?
I don't think he's really doing anything in particular, but just kind of muttering to himself, just, now you stormed off in a huff, and now you didn't have a plan of where to go, and you just gotta waste like 2 or 3 hours before dinner's ready. So I think
Love it. Oh,
he truly just finds a little spot in town, probably near a fountain, to just like sit there and start reading one of the books.
give me a perception check.
Just kind of grumpy reading.
Grumpy reading. That's fantastic.
That is an 18.
18. So, like, you do find yourself this kind of quaint spot. There's not so much a fountain there, but there is this very clear pond there. It's kind of like a little bird bath on it. And you're able to sit, relax, think to yourself, as you said, you stormed off in a huff without a plan, and now you got to kill time, or else it'll be real obvious you didn't have a plan in the first place. Which, I mean, that's just no good. With that 18, you do see that the place you are sitting, there's a small sign that this little park you're in, it's called Hope Meadows. You see it is very, very well curated. There are a couple other folks that are sitting about here. Also, he said, looking at his other page of notes, you do see because Mannix was really talking about how he's looking for a spa of some sort, and I had mentioned you hear like therapeutic massage. You do see the place that he would have heard about. It is this very simple establishment. They do have a sign out front that does say therapeutic massage, but across the top of it you can see the name of the business. It's simply called the Tranquilodome.
Different characters of mine would go into that just based on the name.
I think Jordan would go into that just based on the name.
Also, yes.
See, I would, but I'm assuming it's like someplace I can have a nap.
Yep. But no, Kira would just still sit there reading.
Nathan contemplated going into a place like that in Mexico and was glad he did not. I'm just glad Yelp is a thing because it tells you what type of establishments are.
Oh my.
Is there a local equivalent of Yelp that we can consult?
Yes, it's called Talking to the People Who Live There.
All right, I'm going to try this talking.
Yeah, Kira would just
That should
read
go
until
well.
dinner time. He'd probably
then-
keep half an eye out for any of the low elves, but it'd be more about the book.
Since it's half an eye, give me a perception check with disadvantage.
Yeah. And that is still a 12.
What's up? You see a lot of folks. You see some elves. Even
None
some
of
at a
them
distance. Like there's one at one point where you're kind of like, was that Sindel Trusha? I don't know. It was a elvish woman with kind of short-ish hair, but she was walking away from you. And I mean, she was carrying a bow, but lots of people carry those, so you're like, it could have been. Mannix, you were off to one of the places to get a drink, correct?
Correct.
Or I can't remind me. Were you specifically headed to where the low elves were, or were you going to?
No. We were not going to where the low elves were because Garnet said that was a bad thing to do.
Okay. So yeah, you end up at the Tranquil Hideaway then. Proprietor of the place, a dwarvish male by the name of Thormoon Coldhammer, taking care of your libation requests.
Just marveling over the dwarvishness of that name.
Oh, yeah. And the issue of finding Scorch whiskey, not a problem here. He has shelves upon shelves upon shelves of... If there's a liquor you're looking for, he probably has it. If it exists, he probably has it. If it doesn't exist, there's a slight chance he just might have it or be able to come up with something close enough. Like, you get the feeling from this guy, you could make up the name for something. He's like, oh yeah, I got that, no problem. He'd just find a way to mix something up that would just... The flavor would seem like it could be called yeah, sure, what the fuck? You made up the name of it. I'm just going to mix whatever the fuck I want in here, and you're just going to have a beverage, aren't we?
My good man, I'm astonished at your offerings here. Is that a... My eyes must be deceiving me. That is clearly not a Scotch, or pardon me, a Scotch whiskey from the Ashlands distillery, is it?
Oh,
that I spy up there, way up on the tippy top.
I'll tell you two things. One, it is, and two, you're going to have to pay me a fair amount if you want some, because I'm not looking to scamper all the way up there unless I'm going to be walking out with some lovely coin. Because as you'll notice, no ladder. We put the fancy bottles up real high, so if I have to climb and get them, we can charge whatever the feck we want. It's a fun system.
How about you knock 10% off the top if I get it myself?
No, I don't like that plan, because you see, I can get it without a problem. I just like being a whining shite about it.
And you're getting 10% off the top regardless, and I'll take two, one for you and me.
That I can do for you. And while he extends his hand, he just brings it down with a mage hand.
You sly old coot, I must say.
Yeah, quite sly, quite sly. To go at 10% off, I make up the prices half the time anyways, depending on the mood I'm in. So how about you just give me 3 gold pieces for what I'm about to pour out here, and we'll call it good.
Tell you what, I'll make it an even 5 if you can tell me, keep me entertained with any tales of goings-on that have been happening around here as of late. Anything out of the ordinary, anyone getting any interesting bar fights and whatnot out in the front of your establishment.
Well, bar fights aren't terribly interesting. But if you'll increase that 5 gold to 10, I'd be real happy to tell you something real interesting. Tell you something about the man who told me you were going to walk in here and ask for this whiskey.
Is this man an old man?
Aye?
Can't leave me alone, can Very well. 10 gold. Make sure
Hey,
nobody disturbs us.
not a problem. He looks over at this Goliath working behind the bar. Thrun! Thrun, you're in charge for a bit. I need to talk to a very important customer here. Yeah, sure thing, boss. Got it. Whoa, what are you staring at? Oh, you want a drink? That's how. Yeah. What are you looking so scared for? Never seen a bartender before? And Thormoon will pour out fairly heavy-handed couple portions of this drink, and he'll mage hand it up back where it goes. Well, almost a week back, tall fellow walked in here. Old, as you said. I saw his bluish skin there. I was thinking might have been a genasi of sorts, tied directly to the elements there. You go closer, not so much. It was almost like his skin was almost... It was still skin, but it looked like it was somehow like made of ice. It moved just like my skin, or even yours, scaled and all, but it looked like he was made of almost ice. And same thing with his beard. It looked like hair. Looked almost... Well, it didn't look as fine as my beard, I'm not going to lie to you. Few things do, but...
So definitely not a dwarf, then.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Especially when you consider how fucking tall he was. Could have been the world's tallest dwarf. But... Again, looked like it was made of ice itself. When he spoke, it just had fear running right down through my spine. Told me a vibrantly coloured and fancily dressed dragonborn would be walking into my bar within a handful of days. Then he would ask specifically about fancy scorched whiskey. And that when talking price, he would want to make a deal on everything he talked about. Said he had a silver tongue and a simultaneously shrewd but generous pocketbook. Didn't understand what it was this fella meant until you started spending your money as you do. Told me I was to keep a message for you.
Well, let's have it then.
Told me to tell you the winds are about to change. Be ready.
Anything else that this cheerful chap decided to share?
Just that if I told anybody besides you that he showed up here, that he'd come back and pull my tongue out through my nose.
Well, that sounds about as pleasant as he's likely to be. You must have caught him on a good day.
So how do you know this chap? Or, if that's none of my business, it's fine for you to say it's none of my business. I'm just making small talk.
Let's just say we have shared a few chance encounters, and he's made me an offer or two, and well, we can't seem to come to agree on terms for his proposal.
Business partner, huh?
That's one way of putting it, yes.
Former lover.
You know, that would probably be preferable. That's saying something.
You broke his heart, didn't you? Well, you seem like the type. No offense, I just see the fancy dress and, you got this air about you, just...
Well, I appreciate you relaying his message, but, I should probably be going. I have to go get ready, apparently.
He did say one more thing. He said when it's time to go home, he'll be ready for you.
Well, my friend, this has been an encounter.
I most assuredly has. Will you do me a small favor? And please try and not take this the wrong way. I'm gonna ask you to make me a promise.
Well, I haven't done so in quite a while, so it shouldn't be that difficult. What can I do for you?
Promise me you'll never come back to this bar, because I never want to see that terrifying fucker again.
I'll do my best.
You're generous and you have good taste in whiskey, and I respect the fuck out of that. What was the scariest day of my life? I don't make a habit of 86ing patrons, and I won't do that to you. But I'm going to ask you not to come back. For my own personal sanity.
It's a fair request. And given how he tends to carry himself, one I can understand. He leaves another 5 gold on the bar.
Before you go,
He mage hands down the bottle. There's about 2 fingers left in it.
for the road.
Greatly appreciate you. Fortune and good health.
That's the hope.
You'll slide the gold in. All right, now who can I get a drink here? Why is everybody looking so fucking morose? This is a bar, not a funeral. We have wakes here, of course, but that's also a good time because we just get drunk until we forget things. That sounds like a good idea. Who wants to forget things? That's the last thing you hear as you walk out of the bar. And it's not hard to find your way to the... I assume, Mannix, you're heading to the gem speaker home.
Correct.
So we convene there. But it's not hard to find your way there. This bar is actually not too terribly distant from where they live. What's Kira doing to find the home? Like, are you just getting like lost in your book, and as it's like starting to get dark a bit, you're like you have to squint at the pages. You're like, oh shit.
No, I sent Umbani to find it about like an hour ago.
Yeah. You would know the way there then through your familiar.
Yeah, because it would definitely be a moment that Kira would go, oh wait, I don't know where to. Umbani, good luck.
And he's probably only gone 10-15 minutes before he returns, and you would have the knowledge. Yep, he knows where it is.
Okay.
No problem.
I sure hope it's the right place.
Garnet, Pohaku, and Siobhan, you three would be the first to arrive there. Reba is just fully working on helping out. She has very much been put in charge of anything that is like severe manual labor. If it's like, here, these root vegetables need mashing. You have muscles, Reba. You do that. This thing's on a high shelf. You know what? Why don't you grab that? But she's working pretty hard there. Mannix, you arrive a short time later, and it's things are getting fairly close to like final prep before Kira actually shows up. But Garnet's whole immediate family is here, as well as even some like within the same town distant family and many friends, as there is a fairly long dining table in one part of the house, but they have sort of built onto it with other pieces of furniture, kind of like the way that things can go in a game of dominoes. And not all the tables are of even heights, by the way. So there's some bits where you got like a gap like this big here, and just anything that can be grabbed for something to sit on. And like Reba's kind of been put on that of just rearranging the furniture and just find, hey, like, make sure that, things of various heights are suited fairly well. Reba would have noticed this, and Siobhan, you would have noticed as well. There are precious few places where you would be able to sit comfortably for a meal, but they are trying. They are absolutely trying to accommodate folks of all sizes. Like Pohaku, you're a medium-sized creature, but you're also on the shorter side, so you feel like you'd be all right. And this feast is laid out from the roast to various, root vegetables that are out. There is what looks very similar to like a shepherd's pie, but you quickly inform like that one's for the vegetarians. We're trying something a little different there with the mushroom gravy. It's more of a mushroom based thing. We'll see if it works. That's an experimental thing there. Every now and then, folks like to get a little crazy in the kitchen. It wasn't Garnet's family doing all the cooking. Every now and then, somebody who was invited would wander in, like, oh, I got this recipe I want to try. It's like, sure, grab some stove space. Here you go. It's not just a, hey, bring something along. Something we're like, I brought a pot. I'm going to put things in it. We're cooking things now. You quickly realize that how Garnet's family and their closest friends are. You can understand why Garnet is just so outgoing and vibrant and positive. There is just this air of welcoming in this entire household. And it's even the way they cook, it's very Bob Ross of like, we don't make mistakes. We just have happy accidents where it's like, oh, you accidentally put like, salt in there instead of sugar. Okay, we'll quadruple the batch, and we'll add a few things to temper that, and it's a savory dish now. It's a savory dish. We you know what? We've been cutting back on dessert anyway, so we're just going to make that a savory casserole, and we'll see what happens. Like, it is just this, you roll with the punches in the most positive way possible, because why not? And there's just this smorgasbord in all directions of food and beverage. Reba is going to lean into, she kind of gets you all to like sort of briefly huddle. I'm just going to warn you, I don't exactly know how good the dumpling soup is. I had a lot of work in making that. They kind of said, oh, here, Reba, you do this, you contribute. I have no idea if it's going to be any good, so you just might want to steer clear of that one, because I think I might have added too much salt and garlic.
I'm going to take a spoon and get a ladle, if I can, and just like scoop some up for myself and try it out.
Biggest helping possible.
Yeah, pretty much.
It is very garlicky. It is also very salty. Where it's like, that's a salt bomb. That is a salt bomb. I'm going to need to do some things with this, but if I have anything that is basically, you're hoping you can find like a gravy that's under seasoned. You're like, yeah, there we go. We'll just we'll add the flavor to that.
So I will choke that down, but genuinely probably enjoying it, just knowing it was made by, made with love. And I will, just as Reba is mentioning, this. Yeah, it's a little salty. You did great.
Did my best. I appreciate you saying that.
Thanks for helping out all day. I know it was probably overwhelming.
It was pretty great. I got to talk to everybody here. I heard a lot of names. I don't remember any of the names. I'm not going to lie. I heard a lot of them. They're also being thrown about, and there were times where some people, I thought they said it was their name, but it seemed like somebody else was. I don't know. That was when I was busy mashing the turnips. Those I know came out really good. I didn't actually cook them. I just did the mashing on them, but those are real good. I sampled a bit of them. They were real nice. Well, they're not completely silky smooth. I was told leave some chunks in there because people like a little something to chew on it. And I was told twice they're not potatoes, so don't make them too smooth. How was everyone's days? What did you do? What did you see? Like what happened? I didn't get here around town unless I wanted.
It's kind of research.
Research? Research is good.
And I'll give her the heist book.
Oh, this is great. I will treasure this.
See if you get any good ideas that we can implement.
Yes, we will get ideas from this. I'm checking Reba's mental stats right here. I'm like, her intelligence isn't garbage, is it?
Certainly.
It might be.
I was like, she plays her like she.
It's not great.
I'm gonna have to talk with Casey. It's about just how literate Reba is. With that there 8 intelligence she's got.
Yeah.
It's like, not seeing any pictures. Oh,
we can read it together if necessary.
I love that.
We can practice our feet.
You can just see the excitement in her eyes.
I worked on me glaive.
Oh, no way.
I pull it out, but...
Good God, that's massive.
It wouldn't be any bigger. It would just be purpler.
Ostentatious. In fact, I think you can see ostentatious a good ways behind you at this point.
I'm sorry, did you just say something was ostentatious?
Well, if he said it, you know that it's true.
No, I mean, but... I mean,
I speak from a position of knowledge, child.
Ostentation is his favored terrain.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to decide if it's a compliment or not.
From him,
Well, that's
it's
up to you.
absolutely a compliment.
I think I might be less intimidating now, though, because it makes pretty purple swirls when I swirl it around now. Look. I'd have to step outside to show them this.
Keep this outside.
Yeah.
I was wrong. Now it's ostentatious.
It's got like tracers. Yay!
It's about this moment that 4 individuals that you hadn't clocked weren't here, but you realize they were absent as they walk in, as Hamir's crew comes strolling into the home. And Siobhan, you take a brief moment of just thank goodness as you see they are producing these unfolding chairs for folks around medium height. And you're going, brought a couple extra gestures at Kira and Mannix and Siobhan and Reba and Pohaku. Figured you guys would probably want places. more comfortable to sit than the floor. Or hey, if you guys like the floor, that's fine too. These fold back up as easily as they unfolded.
Oh, it's all very much. It wouldn't be the first time I had to sit on the floor to eat, but
No. Me neither, but we learned to invest in these with the number of times the gem speakers have had us over for dinner. Gestures at Garnet. I've known this one basically her whole life, so been over here a lot. And you will see as Garrick, Garnet's father, sees Haymir's charges up, throws his arms around him, and you can actually hear Haymir's kind of let out oh! You hear his back crack in like 3 places. There's just like this massive gnome hug given to him. You're still the best hugger I know. Pleasure seeing you. Thanks for inviting us all to dinner. You all are... Y'all are a sight for sore eyes. Both you, Garnet, you and your friends, and your whole family here, and I'm just glad we ended up bumping into each other in town at the same time. Funny how things work out.
Right, yes, it's good to see you for the first time in a while.
The Fates know what they're doing.
You can see that Zedri's chair, it's got a little spot in it where he sets Gary. And Gary's kind of got... Right now, you can see that there's like little eyes painted on one spot on it. I gave Gary some peepers, so you know, helps him know which way he's looking.
Go ahead and druid craft some chia pet hair back on Gary again.
Oh! I love it, dude. Thank you. Gary says thank you.
I heard him.
Whoa. Dude. I thought only I could hear him. That's cool.
And a remarkably sweet and gentle voice, just like yourself.
Oh, really? Well, I thought his voice sounded kind of gravelly a bit. But
Oh,
hey.
no.
I knew it was going to happen, and I didn't like it.
Do you want to know the best thing? That pun was accidental.
No.
That I didn't realize that pun until y'all's reaction. And that makes me happy that I just said that without effort. Oh,
I just wasn't prepared at all for that one.
that's fine. Neither was I. Hey, Meryl, so hang out tomorrow, direction of Gizmopolis. Any of you all fancy heading that way?
I think most of these folks haven't been there before, so I think that would be great to show them around.
Oh, you gotta show them the capital. It's a special city. It's different. I could never live there. I'm not gonna lie. I thought about settling down there once. It's very loud. There's a lot of commotion at all times, and it's not best suited for me. For a while, I thought Garrick here was gonna settle down there and have a very serious and studious and straightforward life of creating gem decorations and enhancements for all the amazing inventions. And then he ended up living here in a whole different city of excitement. Garrick would go, I could not live around. There was that many explosions. Are you aware how many inventions often explode? It's Never the well, sometimes the final version explodes because it blows itself straight up, but they can't make another version after that, can they? And it's inadvertently the final version. But what if the early iterations, some part of it will always blow up? I never wanted to live near anything that was blowing up all the time. It was just unnecessary, and many of you haven't met this woman yet. Reba had, spending so much time with her, and Garnet obviously recognizes her mother, Lily, who just places a hand on Garrick's shoulder. Goes, and sometimes excitement is what we need in our lives. You can't claim to not enjoy excitement and delight and have made a career for yourself that directly leans into the art of ostentation. Let's face it, no one needs gem-encrusted everythings. However, they're lovely to have, aren't they? And sometimes it's fun to go digging. So, she elbows him a little. Stop taking everything so seriously. Our daughter is home for a change. We haven't seen Hamir in ages. Plus, did you see the contraption he's got on his hand now? Isn't that fun? Talk about somebody repurposing themselves. Love it. Fantastic. All of you, please eat everything you can. I'm sure there is so much here that we're not going to finish all of it, but if any of you want to take that as a challenge, I am more than willing to watch the attempt at that, because that's always fun when people just are sure they can out-eat each other, or don't. Wine, yes, wine. I'm not even going to ask. Bottles will be brought out if you have glasses. Fill them on your own. We don't have sommeliers here, so if you want to drink it, pour it your own ass self.
As she's talking about the amount of food, Pohaku just looks up from his plate where it is just piled, and he just gives a big thumbs up and goes right back into the plate.
Yeah.
It's not so much challenge accepted, so much as, like, he's got a lot on his plate, and he's just enjoying every bite, and is just... He's in a happy place right now.
Yeah, the fact that Pohaku likes to try one of everything, this is being very well received here. And Pohaku, there are many foods you recognize. There are some foods that would probably be considered exotic here that you still recognize because they're creatures that kind of live on the outskirts of the Whispering Wood. And then there are a handful of things, mostly they're kind of like either amphibious or like bug-like creatures that you don't recognize so much.
I start there.
Yeah, exactly. The bug type ones are very crunchy. Kind of have like a bit of a nutty taste to them. Not too bad. As far as the amphibious ones, little
slimy and
earthy.
Satisfying.
What's that?
Slimy yet satisfying.
I mean, ish. Ish on the slimy. They're not terribly slimy because they were pretty well treated to get that slime out of there. Like somebody who knows how to cook okra properly, also known as a effing wizard, because getting the slime out of okra is
not easy.
No, it's not. But they kind of have a bit of an earthy flavor. Not muddy like catfish that's been cooked wrong, but just kind of like earthy, more like mushrooms. Which is interesting to bite into a meat and have it remind you of a mushroom.
He's just in a happy place right now. He has all of the food, all of his friends, and Garnet's family, who he absolutely adores at this point.
And there's also a wide variety of presentations on various food. There is some stuff where it's very much like there is a like this enchanted hand bowl that you can like kind of quickly sort of like it magically washes your hands for you, which is handy because there are some. That's another one that I didn't intend, and that's great. I'm making myself happy right here, where it's you eat with your hands area, so it's just like wash up, eat with pans is great. So there's a very messy style all the way to individually skewered bites of food or skewers so you won't get messy at all, which I imagine is probably like where Mannix more is. Far, far away from these extremely large, like circular flatbreads that have various sauces and meats and roasted vegetables on them. Kind of like similar to some Ethiopian style presentations where it's like you also eat the vessel it's served upon.
At some point, Garnet will show off the court dagger to her father.
Well, that's fancy. Where'd you pick up something like that?
You were in the Empire.
The capital.
Well, you had to get a souvenir, didn't you?
Exactly.
That's a lovely souvenir.
I mean, it's not as fancy as something you'd make, but I thought you'd appreciate the craftsmanship.
I absolutely do. I also could probably gussy it up a little bit if you wanted, but there's a simple elegance to it that it has that I don't know if I would want to do that.
You let me know. I can leave it with you if you want to tinker with it.
Tell you what, don't... He reaches out his hand for it. Here, don't tell your mother. She hates it when I bring my work home. He'll take it from you, and he pulls out... It's spherical. It looks like a pearl, but you can see the way the light catches it. It's an opal. He's looking at this kind of like little metallic pommel on there, and he sticks kind of the opal between his lips, pulls this small cutting implement out of his pocket, and he knops off that pommel, and he holds the opal in place. He flips around his cutting instrument to the backside, and just like does this blast of arcane energy, kind of like welds it in place. Hey, that's a start right there. And now for the piece de resistance, and he'll spin it back around, and right where the blade meets the cross guards, he looks again to make sure Lily's not looking that way, and he pulls out two small garnets from just this compartment on his wristband. He puts one in on each side, and he hands it back to you. He goes, "Shh, I didn't do any work at the dinner table. I didn't do any work at the dinner table. I promise. No work done by me."
He just comes it back in.
What can I say? It's difficult to not do work you love for people you love. Your friend, the big strong lady with the big blade on her back, she sure made that thing fancied up over at Howrick's, didn't she?
Yeah. Did we tell you where she comes from?
From her accent, I'm guessing up north.
She comes from a very well-known family.
So she's famous too.
Look at you with all your amazing friends from all over, and your famous friends, and your I eat everything friends, and your pick up some of those other accents. You're like, I'm Imperial, come from the Empire, friends. You're making friends everywhere you go. Thank you so much for coming home to visit, my little gem. Your room is changed. I can't say it's unchanged. I thought about leaving it unchanged. I may have turned half of it into a workshop.
I mean...
But your bed's untouched.
As long as I have a place to lay my head?
100%. Absolutely no. You could totally lay down and sleep. It's just sort of the other half of the room, you know, where you might keep dressers and clothes and mirrors and those sort of things. Well, I needed an extra workshop at home, and...
Dad, I was only gone like a month. I didn't move out.
We kept everything. We kept everything. And your mother already has a plan for how everything can go back into place. So just
it's
don't.
probably okay for a while. We're gonna go to Gizmopolis, and maybe we'll like go do some other. Like, there's a whole continent I haven't seen, so don't worry about it. But I did move out.
Okay, you absolutely have it. I'm just so glad to hear you say that because, again, I was taking a little bit of work home with me. I got a little carried away. I should have everything back in order, say, 6 weeks.
Take your time.
Oh, that's good because
You
6
can
weeks
wait
would be a
until
bit
I
of a push.
know I'm back for a while.
If you're looking for your clothes, your dressers have been relocated for the time being. Do you remember how we built the extension on the pantry?
Sure.
Well, we hadn't used anything.
To the pantry yet when I left.
So we built an extension to the pantry,
Okay.
and we haven't utilized it for anything. And so your dressers are in there. They are kind of stacked one on top of each other right now, so you may have to scamper up a bit to get things out of some of those upper drawers. Or you could have one of your tall friends do it.
Reba.
Amazing! See, everything works out and is delightful and perfection. We will get your... I only intended the room thing to be temporary anyways. I just need to get my third workshop built.
Okay. Oh. We were at the bookstore, and Soul Bear says hi, and here's a book from him.
Been needing a new page turner.
He said if you don't like it, you can take it back.
Yeah, I'll finish it even if I don't like it, and if I don't take it back there, I'll re-gift it or find some other use for it. As he says, you can always find uses for books, even if you can't even read them anymore. So there have.
Well, that's how I remembered that we had the book, because you mentioned building a workshop, and he built the bookstore out of the books. So there you go.
His bookstore really is one of my favorite shops in town. I have to say, just the ingeniousness of the structure, knows what he's doing. Absolutely delightful individual. The eye creeps me out a little bit sometimes, not gonna lie. Doesn't it ever feel like he knows a little too much?
Yeah. It weirded out, like, everybody else who was meeting him for the first time.
It scares everybody for the first time, I think. But you know what I've noticed? People always want to go back because they want to know what he's gonna say next. Well, I'm thrilled you're here. Your mother is over the moon that you're here. My goodness. And we have a lot of eating to do. I know you're heading out in the morning, but as you know, home is always home.
So Grant's gonna take out not the magic journal, but just the regular journal that she's been recording, like, everything up to this point, and she's gonna give it to him. This would be another adventure. Don't take this one back to Soulbeard. Keep this one here.
This will stay here. This will stay here, and you know, I've been thinking of taking up quilting as a hobby. Idle hands and all that. I'm not at work. I get fidgety. Maybe I can make this story come to life.
That would be nice.
He gives you a big old hug. I'm so glad you're home. I'm going to miss you, but the best part just means I'll be excited when you come back.
I'll come back soon.
Well, I don't know about you, but I think I need round 3 on dinner.
Sounds good.
Is there anything for anybody else as this smorgasbord of awesomeness comes to a close?
Kermit would at some point like to just tell the group, maybe when we were outside, with Siobhan and her new enhanced glow, but about spotting the low elves and just reminding them that as we have increased in goodies and whatnot, so have they, and described some of the upgrades she noticed. But also reassure the Mannix and Kara about we're starting off with no shenanigans.
Right. I do like how you slipped that note, though. Sort of a casual FYI, we're still better than you.
Well, sometimes people who are super intense, if they get super frustrated, maybe they'll like slip up a little bit. I'm
So
really hoping. Oh, go ahead.
What happens if one of them gets frustrated and decides to take a swing at us?
I mean, we just can't kill him.
Right. But
anything
as Garnet finishes saying that, kind of stepping out of the nearby shadow, not so much eavesdropping, but it feels like he kind of walked by at that point of the conversation. Hey, Mirror. Well, from what I understand about the rules, if you have probable cause to believe they are trying to initiate lethal combat, you are well within your rights to defend yourselves as you see fit. That's part of why my crew is going on this whole thing, to bear witness and be impartial judges. If anything goes down, we need to be able to report exactly what happened. So, they can't get away with it any more than you can.
But if they try, we can meet that force with the same force, is that what you're saying?
Precisely.
I hope they try.
I'd really prefer that they didn't.
Yeah. The rules are simply not to escalate. If you meet what was brought to you, you're simply defending yourself.
Right, but okay, so if one of them takes a swing at me, and they miss because they suck, and then I take a swing at them, and I don't miss, is that an escalation?
No.
Or is it just, I happen to be better at fighting?
It's not an escalation at all.
Alright.
It just means they couldn't stand up to what you can do, and you showed them how to do it right.
Alright.
Ideally, none of that's going to happen. This is meant to be a test of skill, cunning, ingenuity, not so much violence. There is one thing I should mention before it gets to tomorrow. I don't want any of you to be caught off guard by this. Had some discussions with the powers that be on this. There's 5 of them. There's 6 of you. There's a good chance that they're going to want one of you to sit this out and travel with me and my crew, an extra set of eyes.
Well, surely they couldn't expect any of us to be unbiased.
No. But you would certainly notice if one of them tried to do something to one of you all instantly, wouldn't you? More eyes are better than fewer. I can't guarantee that this is what Gold Cloak and Billow Trick are going to request. But it's also not improbable. Just be ready if that's what comes down, okay?
Thank you for giving us time to think about it.
Yeah, least I can do. A curveball like that can throw you off your game. And again, I have to be impartial as far as facilitating the rules, but I know who I want to win.
Hey, I mean, you don't have to be impartial until tomorrow, really.
That's true. So for the time being, I hope you absolutely embarrass them. On that note, I'm going to find a mostly empty bottle to finish off like a very kind and responsible guest, because I know how the gem speakers absolutely hate when bottles for shindigs like this are left open. That's just... anything can happen with those. You never know. And then I need to make sure that Zedri actually gets some rest, so I can get some rest. Because when he and Gary drink, it can be a whole situation. See you all in the morning. Good luck. Fucking embarrass them.
Siobhan goes to wave and realizes that she has been playing with her hair so hardcore that she's actually kind of managed to get her hair hand tangled in her hair. It's like, good night.
You don't think he clocked the awkward hand thing?
Oh. But yeah. Psych, it's like, Reba, for fuck's sake, help.
Oh, sure. Reba comes over and helps you untangle your hand there.
It's turning fucking purple. They were.
So, sorry, I was having some of this cobbler here. It's really good.
Cobbler? There's cobbler?
There's all sorts of desserts over on this table.
What kind of cobbler? Is it berry?
Some kind. Purple.
Do they only have cobblers? Do they have any Hoopers or Fletchers?
I'm surprised you know what those things are.
I know what I never wanted to do when I was growing up, so you have to know what you don't want to do.
Were you in danger of having to work for a living at any point?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't be absurd.
Yeah, I thought as much. Yes. Oh, you know the names from writing the checks, do you?
I thought we just threw bags of coppers at them.
Emphasis on at.
Emphasis on through.
I love how you're saying these things and you're sitting there living your best supervillain life in that pose in your cap. You look
I
like
can't go full
Evil.
Dr. Claw.
So you look like Dr. Evil and Lex Luthor had a baby, and I love it.
Oh, man. Alright, well, there's a new character idea that's going to be taking up some time now.
If I ever run a villain's
some one
campaign,
shots.
there's your character. And how about the rest of you as everyone's starting inching towards turning in?
Well, Kira would mention, so it really does sound like everyone can get what they want if we just bait them into genuinely trying to kill us.
Oh,
That's not really what I want.
yeah. I want to embarrass
Is that
them.
really what you want?
They don't deserve to survive this.
Why?
Everything?
No, we embarrass them terribly. They've lost their chance with the most. I turn to Garnet to make sure I'm correct when I'm saying this. It's like the most prestigious acquisition experts in.
Well done.
Thank you. And so then we'll have, drawn them out of 2 different nations, which is pretty good.
And they can just go and harm people somewhere else.
Mm.
Maybe we can figure out a way to land our asses in jail.
Oh.
That sounds like too much of a kindness. I'm going to bed.
Night, Kira.
That anger management book you got, was that for me or for him?
Yes.
It's for both of you at this point, but there is some stuff that I'm going to be doing here as well.
Reba kind of stretches. You can hear her like arms and shoulders just crack and pop. Say, I'm going to turn in also because I did not expect to work as much as I did, but I'm not mad about it. Let's go embarrass some fuckers tomorrow.
Before we get to the next thing, I'd love to make a small jump cut so we can figure out why Jamie's frozen. So I'll see you in a moment. We love a jump cut.
Exactly the same pose I was in. So yeah, people were peeling off to rest. Who else had anything they were doing this evening? I know Pahaku had something.
I do, yeah. So I would like to find a little privacy as best as I can, and I have 3 sending spells I need to send.
Yes.
So first off, I am reaching out back to the Whispering Wood and the Coven of the World Tree, specifically to Sister Crystal.
Okay.
And I'm going to message her. Sister Crystal, there's a problem here. A little boy has made mistakes. I fear he's young and dumb. Sister Crystal, can we help him out? And that's 25 words.
Give yourself inspiration. That was...
I will remind you, once again, you're the one who named her.
Again, I'm pretty sure that it was from Fantasy Name Generator, and I'm really happy about it right now.
But yeah, trying to get her word. I did tell the little boy William that I was going to try to get him some tutoring or mentoring. So
Little boy William, 2 years younger than your character.
Yeah, it's fine.
That was... Okay. There are a few moments that go by there. I know I have the tune in my head too. And
Mr. Right. Okay.
the reply you get, it's
Pohaku.
don't take my punchline.
Pocket Sam.
It's Pohaku. We must help this youth. Show him arcane truth. His soul we think can soothe. We will send guidance to him. That's all you'll hear.
Perfect.
I'm so happy.
You bet your ass I'm replying to the next part of this. Don't worry about that.
And then, secondly, this actually changed. I was only going to do 2, but now I feel like there's a different one that I need to do. I'm sending a message to Auntie Halia.
Oh!
And so this will not be sung to her, unfortunately. But I just messaged to her, hi, Auntie. We're all right. Kira's getting strong, but I'm worried about him. Wrath, I fear, is consuming him. How can I help?
Bit of a pause. Your response is, good to hear from you too. Wrath is often kin to pride or duty. He wants to make a difference. Show him you care.
Is that the end of the message?
That's the last 25 words.
Okay. Okay. Trying to decide if I want to do this last one now. I think I'm actually going to hold off on it and keep that spell just in case I do need one more sending afterwards. Metagame question here. I definitely want to go talk to Kira. Should we do that tonight, or is that something that we need to wait on?
I mean, if you
just in terms of like wrapping up the game tonight.
I'm always good for a quality RP conversation, but I also want to be sensitive to people's time. So if we want to have that be the start of the next session, I'm totally cool with that.
I just wanted to be conscious of, because I know, we were trying to wrap up.
It's up to the people that want to sleep sooner.
I'll be honest. How you feeling, Tanya? Do you want to hear this conversation, or should we make them wait so they suffer?
I'm okay to keep going.
Okay. If you're okay, I'm good, because I'm a sucker for inter-party roleplay. So I'm just like, oh yeah, inject it into my veins.
So, all right. So then, in that case, and thanks everybody. So having spoken with Talia, I will. So I think Kira said that he was just like going to retire. I'm going to go ahead and knock on his door, find his room, and So knock on your door.
Poke his head out. Is everything all right?
Can I come in?
Yeah, are you okay? I mean, I know you ate a lot. Is your stomach fine? Because I can. Magic I can do if.
I will apologize if I leave. I might toot, but
it's not worse than any of Mannix's sleep farts. So.
Well, no, I mean, about that you are absolutely correct. But no, hey. And kind of reach out a hand and put it on your shoulder as I'm facing you. I'm worried about you. We were out at that farm earlier today, and the kid, I mean, that was dumb. That was stupid.
Yes, it was.
But he made a mistake, and...
Yes, he did.
You were ready to kill him. What's going on, man? He made a mistake. We've all done that.
I didn't say I was gonna kill him.
You were tensing, and if I remember right, I think you were channeling some ice into your sword or something. Like as we were talking to him, it didn't seem safe. That's why I got him out of there.
Well, yeah. He still needed to have some repercussions for his actions, but I wasn't gonna kill the kid.
Okay, well, that's good. I've just been watching you and hearing how you've been talking, and Garnet's my best friend, but I've started thinking of you as a brother, and hearing it sounds like you're trying to just pick fights and mete out death. I mean, tomorrow we're going up against the Low Elves, and granted, they're dicks. But we shouldn't be looking for a way to try to kill them. What's going on?
Have you been thinking
This
about this
isn't-
a lot?
You've been getting dark, man.
Sometimes people need to die for other people to be protected.
Well, if it's a case of protection, sure. But actively going out of our way to prompt a fight about it,
It would be a way to two birds, one stone. We don't ruin anything for Garnet, and we make sure that they don't almost get people killed like they did to us with the Manticore.
yeah, I mean, I remember that. Again, they're dicks. I don't know, man. I'm just worried about you. You just seem like you're going into a really dark place. This seeking it out, it's just... It worries me about you, man. I was out over by my room a moment ago, and I was talking with Halia. She's glad to hear you're doing well and that you're getting strong. I was asking her if there was anything I could do to try to help. And she told me to show you that I care. And I'm just trying to let you know, man, where you're going. This just doesn't seem like the same guy that I met earlier, and I just want you to be alright.
I know you care. I care about you too. Y'all the first friends I've ever had. You're as much a family to me as my aunt is. There's just some stuff that's got to be done. But I don't want to worry you. So
Well, hey, I got this book, and I'll hand you awesome yesterdays. I was reading a little bit earlier, and I know there's been bad times, but when you think about some of the yesterdays that were good times, well, there had to be the bad times for those to be good times, and it means that there's going to be awesome tomorrows that'll eventually become yesterdays, and I just give you a big hug.
I hug him back, give an extra big squeeze.
I don't want anything to happen to any of us, but I don't want you to lose yourself either.
I don't want you to worry about that, so I'll keep a handle on myself.
Hey. I'll go up. I'd say I'm gonna go to my room now, but I'll probably just go outside.
Yeah, I figured you'd hit the roof at some point.
Probably.
Yeah.
I love you, brother. And again, I just kind of pull you in.
Love you too, Pohaku. And give an extra squeeze.
And I will make my way out. And as I head off to the roof, I'll kind of just lie back, look up at if there are stars, and I'm going to use my last sending spell just to call back home and call Mom and just say, "Hi, Mom. Things are good. Love you. Good night."
Few moments go by. Always good to hear from you. Love you too. Keep learning. Keep exploring. And did you sing a message to Sister Crystal? And that's what I'll end.
I mean, I just, as I'm kind of turning over and closing my eyes, well, yeah.
Yes, I did.
It's how we always do it.
Yes, I did. I thought the tune was right.
I mean, I thought it was disrespectful not to.
Anything for anyone else as
I don't know.
day
Were there
turns
any?
into night? What's
Were there
that?
any? I said, I don't know. Were there any tieflings at the party for Man Next to Bone?
Cast disguise self. No.
You say that like that's going to be a deterrent.
Enter Wilhelm scream.
Wow, that quickly? Just enter and then Wilhelm scream?
I mean, we fade to black here, so it just jumps to the Wilhelm scream. Like everything else in the in between, your mind can fill in.
The Wilhelm
Nope.
scream is in our hearts.
Yeah, I have limits on my narration, and that I
There's no Wilhelm scream, so I used the duck. It's what we had. It's what we had.
I bet I can find a way to add it.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking the same thing. We can absolutely do that. That is a thing that can absolutely happen.
Not edit, I'll make. Any sort of embarrassing things? Nah, fuck you guys.
oh, if you can get Wilhelm, anyhow. So yeah, day eventually arrives. You all find your way down for breakfast, which is tasty. It's not the same, like smorgasbord, which you're glad for. You're glad the breakfast is a little on the lighter side here, because boy, did you all eat. And you kind of are all kind of just sort of trickling down as folks are waking. So not everyone's up right away. Some of you are more rising with the sun. Like that's kind of Pohaku's deal. Mannix being one of the last ones up. And as you all kind of gathered, it kind of takes a moment. You're looking around. There are 5 of you here. We have Siobhan and Reba and Mannix, Garnet, and Pohaku's here, and Garnet's mother, Lily, who comes down to all of you holding a piece of parchment in hand. It appears your ally Kira has left in the night. He left a letter, and we'll pick up there. As
There also should have been one healing potion with it.
Screw all y'alls!
You're welcome.
Oh god.
I'm very happy about it. It makes a dramatic moment. I will a little shit on that, but that's okay.
Oh my god.
Find out what all that means next time we play Where Oh Where Has Our Kirazura Gone. But that's for then as we learn more about that and see what chaos awaits.